Buenos días a todos. Nicolás, cuando quieras podemos ir empezando. Yo creo que
vale, perfecto.
Estamos en tiempo.
Buenos días. I will follow in English. Good morning, everybody. I am Nicolás Mouze, Managing Director, Marketing and Sales, DHL Express Spain. I would like to welcome you for the participation to this very important webinar about to be successful exporting to Turkey. So to do that, I would like to thank you, the team of Turkey. You will have the different presenters that will present the different topics we will cover in the presentation. First, I would like to introduce Yasemin Bucali, Sales Development Manager, DHL Express Turkey, Onur Simsek, Automotive Industry Manager from DHL Express Turkey, Goksun Bayrak, E-commerce Area Sales Manager, DHL Turkey, and Gizem Yurtsevenler, Sales Reporting and Processes Supervisor, DHL Express Turkey. So we will cover, the presentation is organized on the industry sector and also on how to be successful exporting to Turkey. So then we will have also a Q&A session at the end to make sure, and you will be able to record all your questions on the chat. And then we will review all the questions to make sure we will cover everything. In case you have very specific question, we can do that through the chat or even out and give you a specific answer out of the chat if it's very an individual question. Okay, so as you can see, we are very happy because we are a lot of you have responded positively to this webinar. So thank you very much to be here. And then I give the floor is yours for Turkey people. Thank you.
Gracias, Nicolás. Hola, buenos días. I would like to start with this several Spanish words that I know before. Thank you for attending our webinar. This is the first time that we are gathering with a Spanish team like this kind of webinar. I believe that it's the first one, but it won't be the last. We will do the several things to develop our businesses among these countries. During the webinar, we will be having 1 hour webinar, but I'll be sharing the details with my 4 other colleagues. We will give instructions about the overview of Turkey, customs processes, which will be, I think, really interesting for you, and experiencing this information will be giving you much more information and details. And we will also give you instructions about DHL Express Turkey. As Nicolás mentioned, you can ask your questions from the chat part during the webinar or at the end of the webinar. We will try to give the answers as much as possible during the webinar, but if the time won't be enough, then we are going to get back to you after the webinar. Be sure about it. I'll just give brief information about the agenda of today. We will give data from Turkey, which will be covering in country overview, B2B opportunities in Turkey, B2C opportunities in Turkey too, and the most of the part of the webinar will be covered for the import to Turkey. My colleague Sheray, she's the customs manager. She will be giving the instructions that you will be able to use in your daily business. And in the last part, we will be mentioning about Turkey DHL Express. Let me take you through the country overview at first. We can say that Turkey is a large developing country. From the population size, Turkey is one of the most populous countries in the world, with the population exceeding 80 million people. It has a significant and growing population. Population distribution changes from part to part. The major urban centers like Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir has the large population, and most of the industries are at those cities or in the area of those cities. Age distribution, we have significantly young generation, young population, I might say. It's under 30. However, like many other countries, it's experiencing demographic aging of as life expectancy increases and birth rate declines. Let me give you some more instructions or informations about gross domestic product. Turkey's GDP is significant, ranking among the largest in the world. It has a diverse economy with sectors such as manufacturing, services, agriculture, and tourism contribution to GDP growth. We will be covering the details of the industries that are mostly focused in Turkey in our coming slides. In 2022, Turkey ranked at the 11th largest economy in the world and the 4th in the Europe according to the purchase power parity figures. In between the period of 2003 and 2022, the annual average growth rate in Turkey is 5.4. As I mentioned earlier, Turkey is a developing country. To export from Spain to Turkey can develop more and more every day. During our webinar, we would like to give you the instructions, some clues, maybe some guidance about exporting to Turkey from Spain. That's the end of my part. I'll be handing over to my colleague Onur. He will be mentioning about the B2B opportunities in Turkey.
Thank you, Yasemin. Hello, everyone. I am Onur Simsek. I am responsible of automotive industry in Turkey key account sales team. And in my former position, I was also responsible of fashion industry. So I would like to focus on some B2B opportunities and B2B dynamics in Turkey market. As Yasemin mentioned, Turkey is a large, growing and dynamic economy, so which presents a range of B2B market opportunities across several sectors. Although there are too many of them, I would like to talk about on certain ones on manufacturing and service side. And I would like to begin with automotive, which I am responsible of it right now. Basically, Turkish automotive industry is a key player in both domestic and global automotive markets, and Turkey is one of the largest automotive manufacturers in Europe. Actually, in commercial vehicle production, we are #1 in the world, and we have several production facilities which are belong to global and local players, and the global players are such as Mercedes, Fiat, Ford, Toyota, and Hyundai Group. Of course, besides these main products, I mean the main markets, there are several global and local, again, tier 1 and tier 2 suppliers, which are feeding the local market and the global market. And all of these makes Turkey an export champion in automotive industry. Also, automotive industry is again Turkey's #1 export product. Which tells us the opportunities on the import side, because all of these manufacturers, both tier 1s, tier 2s, OEM companies, they are importing a range of items, which are engine parts, transmission systems, components, raw materials, I mean, such as steel, rubber, and plastics. And it's not hard to say that there are several opportunities in that area for the producers in European Union. Who are interested in Turkish market. And for the textile side, again, we can easily say that Turkey is a textile country. We have a massive textile production almost on every category. I mean, we are producing luxury fabrics, premium fabrics, cotton fabrics, home textiles, towels, linens, bed and bath options. On the manufacturing side, again, we are exporting gross of apparels, and of course, industrial and technical textile is also very popular right now. And industry is one of the, again, biggest export products in Turkey. It's in third place. The first place was taken by automotive, and third place is textile production. And this reflects to the global side, so makes Turkey a key player for the global textile industry. And of course, for the Spain, as you may know, as you can guess, most of our apparel producers are manufacturing for fast fashion giants like Inditex and Mango. But of course, besides these two brands, in Turkey, we are almost producing for every famous brands across the world. So which goes again for the opportunity side. All these manufacturers are importing fabrics, yarns, label, accessories. So most of the products are coming from European Union and Far East. So for those, I mean, for the companies who are producing this kind of items, yes, Turkey is a popular market on the textile industry as well. And with the machinery industry, again, I can say, especially similar to automotive industry, our country's machine industry covers both domestic productions and both the local markets. But of course, it's mainly export-oriented manufacturing, and these machines which are produced by Turkey are using on multiple industries like agriculture, textile, construction equipments, or packing industry. So which brings us again where the opportunity is. These companies, I mean, these machinery manufacturers are biggest importers as well. So what they are importing, basically they are importing again raw materials, IT solutions. I mean, again, the raw materials such as steel, plastic again, and some components or specialized tooling, which is using in the industry. So European producers can also find beautiful opportunities in Turkish machinery industry again. And on the service industry, I would like to focus on healthcare. Again, in Yasemin's slides, he mentioned about our growing population, young generation, and the dynamic economy. Our country has huge investments in healthcare industry, which includes the construction of new hospitals or the modernization of the existing facilities. So it's an attractive market for the producers of medical equipment, devices, or pharmaceuticals. Additionally to that, the healthcare tourism is growing in Turkey, especially on hair transplant, eye surgeries, or teeth surgeries. Most of the European citizens are traveling to Turkey for this kind of operations, and these operations are being delivered by private clinics, which are mostly using, again, high-end equipments and devices. So after all this information, we can again say that there are very hot and growing opportunities for European suppliers which are producing in healthcare industry. Yasemin, next slide, please. And of course, Turkey is a popular country for exhibitions. Especially, there are too many exhibitions across the country. However, I would like to focus on the major ones. And of course, almost all of them are located or are being organized in Istanbul. You may find any kind of exhibition on any kind of industry in Turkey. But as you can see, mostly on our focus areas, I mean our focus industry, automotive, textile, machinery, and healthcare. There are several exhibitions. You may find necessary information on their websites, or you can reach me to get any kind of information. Yeah, that's all of my part, yes. So I think my friend Goksun will give you some updates about B2C side.
Hello, everyone. This is Goksun from DHL Express Turkey. I've been managing e-commerce section under the sales parts, and I would like to give some information about related B2C. First of all, Turkey is the 80th largest market for the e-commerce, and with a projected revenue is 23.799 million by 2023, placing it ahead of Thailand. And when we see the Turkey e-commerce has growth at the first half years 2023, it's more than 100, and total expense is 348 billion Turkish lira. And as we can see, generally 5% companies selling their item, their websites, and which is where marketplace is so popular in Turkey. Whenever anyone wants to sell from website, if they think what should I sell in their mind, Turkish customers working with based of trust, and they generally try to trust on the marketplace. And Turkish e-commerce market is Trendyol, which is a very popular marketplace in Turkey, and they have a very big revenue and 3,737 million into, and this number is getting nearly every year 3 times multiply. And also you can see that by the way, the Trendyol is the, let me explain, that is the one of the Alibaba group company, and they are very popular in Turkey, and they are started to sell MENA, and also they have their brand on Germany, some consumers, United States. When we see the Asia, half of the Asia, and coming from China and Hong Kong, and when we see the Europe, at the Europe side, UK and Germany following the lead, and we are still so many ways to getting to more items from Spain too. I believe in the future Spain will be here, and on the other side, in the first 6 months of the domestic expenditures was 603.7 billion Turkish lira, with a rate 92.5%. The expenditures made by other countries from e-commerce sites in other country amounted. And when you see the slides, there are so many company at right, Hepsi Burada, Trendyol. They are all very popular Turkish domestic marketplaces and very big player in the market. Generally, 95% all Turkish citizens who using the e-commerce tools, they have already bought something from those marketplaces, Hepsi Burada, Trendyol, and it's very popular. And we can go to the next slide, Yasemin. When we see the cross-border sites, people using from the Turkey, Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, and Zalando, those are very popular from the Europe. And also, when we say the top visited websites, Detour, Farfetch, Messica, Mario Lynch, and Bisolowly, and they are very popular when we see the European and the general marketplace websites. I would like to divide the websites and the marketplace too, because actually really important to sell a marketplace from the Turkey. And what we buy as a Turkey people: textiles, home living, and electro-economic equipments, jewelry, and toys. It's very popular. Also, generally, when we see the under segments under the textile, we can say the clothes, shoes, and bags. It's really popular to buy. And with this way, revenue of the e-commerce getting day by day increasing. Also, let me say that maybe Sheray will explain at her parts. But actually, after the 2022, Turkish customs has changed, especially based on the de minimis. But at the B2C side, generally, the value, which goods value over the 150 euro needs it to get extra paperwork and extra time to at the clearance, and Sheray will give information about general site. But at the e-commerce site, generally we are getting the I believe more than 90% under the 150 euro, because over the 150 euro the receiver needs to give attorney, and also they need to get assistance from customs broker. But still there is a way to clear those kind of shipments. And I would like to give just this hint, and I will pass to everything about customs to the Sheray, I believe, or Gizem. Thank you.
Hi. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Senay. I'm Customs Operation Manager, and I want to keep you informed about a general important point of import process in Turkey. Yasemin, can you please pass the slide? Yes. First of all, I'm planning to start by explaining the operational process. As you can see, this story starts with the preparing of documents. The shipper should prepare all the documents with the full and correct information. Shipments are classified according to the information on the documents by the local classified data team. They split the shipments according to the information over the documents, and they submit a type of import process for all shipments. An electronic declaration is prepared at local customs application system, and then these data is transmitted to the customs authorities, and a risk-based control system started by the customs authorities. They determine that which shipments should be required physically or not, and then the shipments are ready for the sort process. The sort process is handled by the DHL and under the customs authorities' control. If the parcel is suitable for the simplified clearance process, yes, your shipment is ready for the delivery. But if it's not, it should be subject to the formal clearance, and a customs broker should take an action with a power of attorney, and then the shipment formally cleared from customs, then DHL is ready to deliver your shipment to the address. And next slide, please, Yasemin. Yes, what are the basic customs type in Turkey? Please be informed that there is no de minimis limit, as Goksun explained in the previous. The clearance types are generally grouped as formally and informal clearance. What I mean with informal clearance, it's a kind of simplified clearance process. It's under the control of operator such as DHL. And there are some special limits for simplified clearance process. What is the limit? It is 30 kilograms and 150 euros for the individual shipments. and it's 22 euros for the entities companies. Also, the freight charge is exempted from this limit if it is stated in the invoice as separately. And another limit is about the quantity. The receivers have rights to take maximum 5 shipments in a month with the simplified clearance process. For the shipments over the limits, it's subject to the formal customs clearance process. And also for the simplified clearance process, the receivers authorize the DHL with an indirect representation letter, no required any power of attorney from a notary, and also it's a good advantage. And about the taxes, there is a fixed tax amount. It's applied for these simplified shipments, 18% for the shipments coming from the European Union countries, and rest of the worlds are submitted to 30% tax. And also some additional fees may be according to the HS code of the shipments. For example, special conception tax or banderol stamp fee can be accrued according to the type of the shipment, content of the shipment. Generally not required special permit, but it's so simple according to the formal clearance process. For formal import process, if a shipment is not suitable for the simplified clearance process, it's not fit clearance by DHL, yes, and that time the shipment is subject to the formal clearance. The receiver should authorize a broker with a power of attorney from a notary, and also the receiver should pay extra charges according to the HS code. What are the extra charges? Duties and taxes also calculated according to the HS codes, and some special permit license if required from the government agencies. The receiver should apply to that government agencies and pay extra charges for that kind of shipments. And next slide, Yasemin, please. There are 7 types of import regimes in Turkey. You can see the details on slides, but I want to just share the most common of the regime types. The first one is release for free circulation regime. It means that the completion of all customs procedures and pay the legal charges to government and ready to enter the shipment to Turkey as freely. For example, a B2C shipments sent to Turkey, and it's under the 150 euros and 30 kilograms. You can release these shipments according to simplified clearance procedure, and the release for free circulation regime is submitted for this shipment. The other one is temporary importation regimes. It means that the bringing goods into Turkey temporarily for a specific period. And also it should be re-exported to the origin before the specified period is over. For example, if you are planning to send a shipment to an exhibition in Turkey, it will be resent to the origin at the end of exhibition. Yes, it's the correct regime type is temporary importation regime. It's a good example for the temporary importation regime. The receiver should follow up a temporary import regime for the clearance of these goods and authorize a broker for import and also re-export process. The third regime type is transit regime. It means that the goods are not entered into the free circulation in Turkey. So they are not subject to import tax, not subject to customs procedures. The shipment came from out of Turkey and also sent in other bonded areas. So the customs clearance process and payment of duties should be handled at the last point of import gateway, not in the Turkey. Yasemin, can you pass the next slide? And the rest of regime types can be checked on the slides, but I want to give an extra information about that. Yasemin, can you pass? Yes, another important topic is most common import documentation. First of all, we should focus on commercial invoice. As I explained beginning of my presentation, the invoice is so important for the classification and also clearance of your shipment. Please pay attention to put all details about the receiver, full and clear description of the contents, breakdowns of your charts, and also details of your trade. It's so important at the whole details of the goods. For example, process nature of goods, the purpose of the goods, what are they made of? All of these importance is so important for the clearance process. For example, if you prepare an invoice for a t-shirt, it should be declared 100% of cotton, men t-shirt, small size, women t-shirt, medium size, quantity amount, unit price, total price, freight charge. What else? All of these details should be separately indicated in the invoices. And if your shipment is free, please don't forget to add free of charge statement in the invoice. If it's not free, please add payment details in the invoices. And these details are extremely important so that the shipment released on time and also easily. The packing list is not a requirement. We recommended the preparation of the packing list for the shipments get covers multi-piece of shipments. If your shipment size not multi-piece, no need to prepare a packing list. And also, if there's any permit and license, all of them should be submitted to the DHL along with the shipments. So the receiver can use this kind of documents during the clearance of your packets. If it will be sent after the shipments, maybe sometimes the customers can get problem at customs authorities, and also it takes too many times to complete the clearance process. Next slide, please, Yasemin. And I want to add some goods to explain the restricted items. For the restricted goods, there are some kind of shipments that required additional permissions, license, and also authorization form, which are required to government agencies. You can check this list for most common of restricted goods. And also I want to focus some of them in the next slides. Yes, I mean. Yes, clothings. What are the key import documentation requirements for clothings? I want to share some import requirements. Especially these requirements were determined according to the formal import declaration process in mind. If a shipment is under the scope of simplified clearance process, you can take into consideration mentioned, I explained beginning of my slides. These are the requirements for the formal clearance process. As I explained in previous slides, the commercial invoice is so important. So please, if you send the clothes to Turkey, please add country of origin information in your invoice, description of items, gender informations, raw materials, and percentage of raw materials. This kind of details should be stated in the invoice. For the requirement process, a certificate of origin also will be required for the clearance of clothes. Please prepare certificate of origin, and also Tarex permission may be required. What is Tarex permission? It's a risk-based control system in foreign trade. For the clearance of your clothing, the receiver should get a permission from the Foreign Trade Administration. And also import license is required for shipments over 25 kilograms. And original information, product care instruction must be stated in the labels. So the labels are so important for us. And for branded products, a branded registration certificate also required. The receiver should present all of these documents to the customs authorities to release the clothing types. Next slide, please, Yasemin. Foods. Yes, for food, please add detailed description of products in commercial invoice. What's the details? Especially the description of the items so important for the foods, and a phytosanitary certificate from Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry is required. This document should be provided by the shipper, not receiver. It should be provided by the shipper. If the content of the shipment is plant-based products, you should provide it from Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry. But if the content is animal or animal-based products, you should a health certificate from the Ministry of Health. When you prepare these documents, please send along with the shipment. The receiver should apply to the government agency in Turkey with the help of these documents and use these documents clearance for the shipments. Next slide, please. Yes, alcohols. It's so important for Turkey because it's forbidden for individuals and also companies. Just the authorized entities and firms have the opportunity to clear this kind of shipments are able to release alcohols. For example, if the receiver company is an established company that produced alcohol, can be import this kind of contents in that time. Also, please pay attention to add some additional information in the invoices. What is these details? Clear item descriptions and also indicating alcohol degrees and liters should be stated in the invoices. And country of origin also should be mentioned in the invoice. For the permission process, a permission process letter is required from Tobacco and Alcohol Department of Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry in Turkey. And also a health certificate will be required, and also bandrol is required for the government agencies. So it's so detailed process in Turkey, and please pay attention, don't send a shipment if it's not the authorized companies in Turkey. For example, during the Christmas period, maybe you want to send an alcohol to the companies as a justification, but it's not possible to clear that kind of shipments. Please pay attention to these notes. Yes, the next slide. It's the machinery and mechanical appliance. For these contents, please pay attention to add country of origin information on the invoices, and please also prepare CE declaration and provide inspection reports, because these declaration forms and reports will be required during the clearance of the shipments. I know that these kind of documents should be provided from the manufacturer of the goods. If you are not the manufacturer, just a seller, please provide these documents from manufacturer, then send your shipment along with these documents. And these contents may be subject to an inspection process by Turkish standard institution in Turkey. So the clearance process also required some extra effort to release this kind of shipments. Next slides. Pharmaceuticals, yes, also country of origin information and detailed description information is required in the invoice. For the requirements permission process, the most important point is that pharmaceuticals must match with the pharmaceuticals in the list which are approved by the Ministry of Health. the receiver should provide an approval from the Ministry of Health, and if the receiver is not authorized to import these pharmaceuticals, the clearance process cannot be completed. Please pay attention to check the requirements is covered by the receiver or not, and then send this kind of shipments to Turkey. For example, you want to send the pharmaceuticals to the companies which are follow the textile shipments. No, that company cannot release that kind of contents. Next slide. Yes, cosmetics. The country of origin information also is required for these contents, and it's also forbidden, such as alcohols. Just the companies can import the cosmetics if they can provide the required permission from the government agencies. The company's scope of activity is so important for this kind of shipments. If it's suitable to import the cosmetic products, yes, the receiver can follow up the requirements. For example, a food company cannot import a cosmetic materials. For the importation of cosmetic materials, also a test report may be required from the manufacturer. Please also try to provide this type of permissions from manufacturer before send your shipments. Next slide, Yasemin. Yes, I want to add some frequently asked questions in here. Can DHL clear all shipments upon import? DHL can only handle the shipments, the release of documents, private individual shipments, which under the 150 euros and 30 kilograms, and maximum 5 shipments in amount. And company shipments under the value is 22 euros, and also there is a limit for the company shipments, it's 5 also. And if the shipment is not restricted, not prohibited goods, yes, DHL can also follow up the simplified clearance process. All other these categories are subject to the customs broker clearance process. It means that formal clearance. And about charges, how are duty and taxes calculated for DHL clearance? For the simplified clearance process, there is a fixed tax amount. It's 18% for European Union member countries, and rest of the world is the rate is 30%. And also some special permission, special consumption tax and bandroll fees can be added into these charges. Also, this requirement is changed according to the HS code. How are duty and taxes calculated for formal broker clearance chains? For formal broker clearance chains, the CI fee charge is so important because the freight charge, insurance charge, and the exact value of the shipments all are calculated, and then you need to pay the duty charges according to CIF value, and tax calculation is based on CIF value plus duty amount, warehouse charges, all are calculated, and then the government take the taxes over these charges. What is the broker clearance cost on formal import process? Duty and tax, brokerage service cost, bonded warehouse fees, and if a special permission is required, the broker also charge a service fee for the follow-up the permission process. All of these kind of charges should be paid for the formal clearance process. So we can say that the simplified clearance process is easier, and also the customers manage their expenses for the simplified clearance process in easily. But the formal import process, yes, the receiver should pay extra charges according to the HS code of the shipment. Next slide, Yasemin. Yes, I noted some useful customs links about the government agencies in here. If you need, you can check the requirements from the links. That's all my parts. Thank you. We can continue with the Gizem, I think.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sharai. And I will just very shortly introduce myself and then move to details of and some of the key insights that we can share with you about DHL Express Turkey. I am Gizem Yurtsevenler, and currently I'm working as Sales Processes and Reporting Supervisor in DHL Express Turkey. In this part, actually, we will be sharing some of the key insights, as I mentioned, and actually DHL Express was founded in Turkey in 1981 as a pioneer pioneer in express industry, and actually we are providing service in express business over 40 years in Turkey right now. DHL Express is currently the only express company that provides service in 2 gateways, which are located in different places of Istanbul. And actually, we have 4 flights on daily basis from these airports to provide operations for our customers. We are also providing service for our customers with 66 service points and 788 retail outlets in total in Turkey. And actually, this is supporting to have a wide local network to provide good service for our customers, especially when they want to serve with us, when they want to ship with us. According to the latest research, which were conducted by a third-party market research organization, current market share of DHL Express in Turkey is 59% as of 2022. Especially in DHL, training programs are quite important, and we are also focusing on completion of training programs for our employees. And now we have more than 1,000 DHL Express employees who completed their training programs. The other key part is compliance and quality in DHL, and we are audited by different organizations about different fields like environment, security, quality, and service. The quality certificates that we get as a result of these audits are also supporting us to provide always great service quality for our customers and always improve our service level in terms of our operations as well. Additionally, we are running operation with more than 400 vehicles, and more than 130 of these vehicles are also eco-friendly ones. And actually, they are supporting environmental sustainability during our operations as well. Most importantly here, 11 of our facilities has currently TAPA certificates, and this makes DHL Express in Turkey the company that the most TAPA certified facility owner in Turkey as a part of express business. Why it's quite important? Because TAPA certificates are also ensuring the maximum level of shipments and security of our facilities as well. So in the next part, we can share the details of our investments that we recently run. As we mentioned in the beginning, Turkey is a developing country. So as DHL Express, we are also focusing on investments to support international trade. And biggest one of these investments is our headquarters, which is currently located in Istanbul Grand Airport. Our facility was established in 2019, and 135 million euros were invested in our facility. Thanks to the investment and current technological infrastructure which is available in our facility, we reached a high level of handling capacity, which is up to 9,000 shipments per hour in Istanbul Grand Airport operations. This is also providing us an advantage to serve faster operations for our customers. Our investments continue to a certain extent each year, and last year more than 4 million euros were invested for our facilities in different locations of Turkey as well. In the next slide, you will be seeing an overview of DHL service points, agencies, and gateways that we operate in Istanbul. And we have retail outlets, as we mentioned, and actually this structure is helping us to provide service for our customers in addition to our service centers that you see here. Operations that we have in 2 gateways is an advantage in terms of delivery pace, and additionally our transit time performance is more than 96% in general. We can also provide faster transit times, such as 1 day in general between Spain and Turkey. These operational aspects are also a good asset to help and provide best class service for our customers as well. In the next part, we will be sharing more insights about our operational part and actually why to choose to work with DHL Express Turkey. In terms of important points to choose DHL Express Turkey and Turkey market to work with, the first one is DHL Express is currently market share leader in Turkey. And once we compare with the closest competitor, there is a gap of 20% in terms of market share. As an express company, of course, it is our focus to provide international pace in our services, and we are providing more frequent and faster connections with optimal transit times for our customers. Additionally, we are connected to DHL network with 2 gateways, which are located in Istanbul, and this is an important advantage for us in terms of service pace. Shipments in our network could be closely and real-time tracked, by the way, because we are able to provide visibility of any shipment in our network within 15 minutes on online platform for our customers. Thanks to digital and fast service option focus, DHL Express became the first company in Turkey that provides service with live chat in customer services as well. So our customers can reach us by using the live chat option for any requirement. Lastly, we can mention about the recent external rewards in next slide. And as a company that focuses on employee experience, DHL Express also rewarded as great places to work in different categories. And also we are currently among the great places to work in Turkey. As a provider, we got also different important awards in 2022 in terms of customer service, for instance, like being best customer service in Turkey. And we have also additional awards for our technological enhancements like CIO rewards for our different projects and the quality in service that we provided. Moreover, in same year, also DHL Express Turkey was selected as the most admired logistics company by Capital Magazine. So thank you very much for that part. And if you like, we can move to Q&A part.
Thank you very much, everyone. The colleagues from Turkey, very interesting, very detailed and complete presentation. So we have some questions in the chat. So I go from the first questions we have here from Camille. So if you're okay, I will read so everyone can listen to the question, and if you can support to give some at least we have these 3 questions. So of course, if we have any more other question in the future, we can respond by email. But so far we have from Camille. So if the country of origin does not provide phytosanitary certificate for plant-based product, how can we do? In our case, we can issue a health certificate from health minister for plant-based products. So I don't know if you can give some.
This question is related with customs. Maybe sure I can give you some more instructions on her side.
Yes, for the clearance process of pharmaceuticals, the pharmaceuticals permission process should be handled by the government agency in the origin country, and it is the just a second, I want to check the government office's name. Just a second, I want to find my notes. Yes, Ministry of Health is the authorized government agency in the origin country. A permission should be required from the Ministry of Health, and also this permission should be sent to the Turkey, and the receiver also go to the health of government Ministry of Health in Turkey, and after the inspection process controlled by the government agencies in Turkey, if they approve the documents are okay, they can give authorize to clearance of these shipments. But if you need some more details about the permission process, we can check and also share with you after this, our presentation.
Yeah, this is better. This is a good idea. Okay, thanks for the answer. But sometimes it's better to invest to check exactly the product, and we can go more in detail with the specific product if you need any more support. There are other two questions regarding CE, European product. So which products require CE?
Yes, it's changed according. Yeah, it's changed according to the HS codes. So we cannot submit a specific content at the moment. It should be changed. If you can share your company's most common contents, maybe we can check it for you. But it should be checked according to the HS codes. The CE mark is required or brand permit license is required. It should be checked. We cannot submit an exact content at the moment. I'm sorry.
So Veronica, she can send us HS codes and then we can double check
yes.
if it's needed or
yes.
not.
Yes.
And Veronica also asks if my customer in Turkey requests CE and I cannot provide it since I am not the manufacturer and the manufacturer do not have it or cannot give me, will the product be returned in the customs to Spain? And which kind of company or ministry can help me with this question?
If you cannot provide the CE documents, the shipment cannot be released in here and the receiver should return to your shipment to the origin again because it's the main requirements according to the HS codes. If you cannot provide it from your manufacturer, the shipment cannot be released. It's subject to the return process.
Okay. So thank you. So we continue with some more questions here. More questions for customs. Good afternoon. Sergio asks, I would like to ask you what restrictions or document Turkey needs on exporting and importing. You said used telecommunication product as a company. Used, so I mean, I think with used products for mobiles and stuff like that.
You cannot handle the clearance process of used products. For example, for a mobile phone, if you want to send a used mobile phone for an individual, that mobile phone should be registered in Turkey. If the receiver buy the phone, that phone in Turkey and it was registered in before, yes, you can release the used products. But if you want to send a used mobile phone to a company, no, they are not authorized to release that kind of shipments. And for example, you want to send a used mechanic parts to the Turkey. Also, this kind of shipments are not released. It is subject to a special permission, and a minimum companies can provide that kind of permission from the government agencies. So we don't recommend to send used parts to Turkey. It should be new. But if it's a temporary import, yes, it's changed. For example, you send products for an exhibition. It was used before. It's not a formal clearance process, a permanent process. It's a temporary process. Yes, at that time, you can release your shipment temporary and also use it in exhibition and then send that used parts to the origin again. I hope it's clear.
Okay, but
otherwise, not recommend to send used items.
Okay. Not for commercial purpose. Okay. Okay, so another question from Anna. Does the Rex no help with importing into Turkey? I'm not sure if I understand the question here. Does the Rex number help with importing? Sorry, the Rex number helps with importing into Turkey?
Sorry, I don't understand.
REX number.
X number, yeah.
Rex. Do you know this number?
Rex number. REX. I'm
Yes.
correct? No, I don't know any information about Rex number.
Okay, so we will ask
Can
Anna.
check
Please.
it.
Oh, no problem. I will ask Anna. Please send us an email, and we can check
It
that
will be better. Thank you.
with you. Okay. So we go ahead. We have still some or 2 or 3 minutes. When the ATR or Euro 1 is needed, ATR, I think it's for temporary imports, no?
No, not just for a temporary import. Yes, ATR or Euro 1 prepared. The receivers are exempted from the duties in Turkey. It's also can be prepared for the permanent imports. We also offer our customers to send this kind of circulation documents along with the shipment, so it will be an easier and cheaper clearance process for the receivers in Turkey.
Okay. Right, so Euro 1 is for the trades Europe with Turkey. So it's the document you need. Okay. So there is a lot of questions about the presentation. Yes, we will share the presentation. It's okay. So for other question here, for the truck shipments, ATR is required. This is only for EU origin goods, or the ITR can be requested for non-European origin goods.
Yes, ATR can be provided for the shipments non-European Union contents because it's not a country of origin documents. The ATR only just a document, free circulation documents, and can be prepared for the non-European Union contents origins.
Okay, so it can also be for non-EU goods. So if you need to send a commercial sample free of charge to my customer in Turkey that has a value of 800 euro, could I declare a symbolic price of 10 euro, for example, in my invoice or pro forma to apply for an informal simplified clearance? So a sample of 800 euros can be declared as 10 euros for simplified clearance.
You should declare the correct value of your shipment. It's not imported as a simple or commercial shipment. Also, you should pay the correct value of your shipment on the invoices. And if the quantity of the shipment, value of the shipment, the reason of import is suitable for the sample contents, and the receiver's activity area is also fit with the content, the shipment can be released under sample by DHL. But if you send, for example, 1,000 shirts to a textile company and you declare that it's sample, no, the customs authorities not accept it's a sample. Maybe 10 t-shirts, 20 t-shirts, different genders, different sizes may be accepted. But if you pass the sample contents, the customs authorities refused your simplified clearance and they can be submitted the shipments clear under the formal clearance process.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we can not advise an exact amount. 500 is okay, 1,500 is okay. It's not important. The quantity, the reason of import, the failed areas of the receiver company, all of these content is so important to accept the shipment is sample or not. I hope it's clear.
I think it's clear. I think it's clear. It's not the value that is important. It's the content that really needs to be sampled. Justified as sample. Okay.
And also the receiver company's activity area is so important.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. And okay. So should we read the last one? So we will just give you an email so you can send more questions. And so just the last one in terms, just not to take much more time. So from other participant, I'd like to ask about the free chemical samples for the pharmaceutical industry, but for testing, not production. The maximum of shipment each month is 5 for quick release.
No, for the chemical contents, the receiver company should be an authorized company in Turkey to get the shipment reason of test. If the company is not authorized in Turkey government agencies as a test company, as a laboratory company, they cannot receive their shipments. The authorized companies only get the test parcels. So I mean that you send a receiver 5 shipments in a month, and the value of the shipment is €1, €2, and the reason of your export is test. No, it cannot be accepted because the test materials can be only sent to the companies authorized by the government agencies. They get a license number, and also during the clearance process, the authorities check the companies has an test analyzed company license number or not. It should be checked, and then if they get the analyzed test companies, yes, they are free to get their shipments. But if they not, no, we cannot deliver the shipments such as sample or simplified clearance process.
Okay. Thank you. So
please, I mean that. So please, first of all, contact with the receiver and be ensured that the receiver can release that kind of parcel or not after then send that kind of shipments.
So thank you very much for your time in the presentation and in the questions. Again, thank you, Nicolás, Yasemin, Onur, Goksun, and Gizem for your time, and all the customers. Thank you, gracias. We will just share the presentation, and we will also give you an email for more questions. And of course, we'll share with our colleagues from Turkey so they can help continuing replying to these questions. We have more questions in the chat, but we don't have more time. And please send all the questions you have to us, and we are more than happy to give you an answer in the next days. In the email you will receive the presentation and also an email address, so you can send us, you can forward your question. So thanks a lot, colleagues from Turkey.
Thanks a lot, Nuno, Nicolás, and Nuria, and thanks to the customers that have been attending our webinar. I hope you have gathered the information that you requested. Please reach out to us, as Nuno mentioned, for the further questions. We will be doing our best to answer your questions in the coming period.
Thank you so much. So we close the session now, and have a good day, everyone. Bye bye. Adios.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.